guys, welcome back to King's Outdoor Life. Down on the farm today, I appreciate you tuning in because we're going to plow up the sweet potatoes. We got kind of a mess here, as most sweet potato patches turn into, or at least that I'm aware of. But we're going to plow them up tomorrow. My daughter's home from Auburn, so I want her to have some good physical manual labor and earn her tuition at Auburn. Just kidding. But she's home, and we thought it'd be a good family project to plow up the sweet potatoes. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So they are a grown-up mess. As you can see, the fertilizer I put out and told the fertilizer not to help the grass, and I also told the grass not to eat the fertilizer, didn't work. But the sweet potato vines, you can see in here, are going strong, but they're starting to die off, and it's time to harvest the sweet potatoes. You want to harvest before the first frost, which is coming up here probably the next, I don't know, it should be end of October. Here it is October 7th today, but you know, I don't want to do what I can when I can, and this weekend I've got some time, so I'm gonna try to get these things out of the ground while I can. So I'm gonna run this bush hog to try to clean up some of this grass, to try not to be such a mess when we go to plow up the potatoes tomorrow. We're gonna use an old mule drawn middle buster, and if any of you out there have ever used one of those, which is probably very few, comment below if you've ever used a mule or horse pulled middle buster. But anyway, if you don't know, when you try to run one through all this grass, it will pile up on the middle buster and make a big mess. I wish they were all as clean as these, but look at this. You can see where the deer have hammered those vines there. So those may not make anything, I don't know. We'll find out tomorrow when we plow up this mess. So anyway, I'm gonna run the bush hog over it now and get rid of some of this grass, most of it hopefully, see how that does. And you can see out here on the end, two things. You can see the deer tracks, you can see the vines coming out into this where the sweet potatoes didn't do well. I planted pumpkins, they didn't come up, so I just ran the tiller over all this to make it look better. You can see the sweet potato vines coming out in there. All right, thanks for watching. Click like, subscribe, and we'll come back after this bush hog. Okay, so some things I do don't work, some things do. This looks to have worked as far as it got rid of the vegetation. It's still there somewhere, right? But it chopped it up. So maybe it won't be such a mess tomorrow when we go to plow these things up. So what we'll do is we'll circle around.
Are you just going to unattach it?
Yeah, just drag it. Yeah, I'll unattach it easy. Just circle around, and we'll do this second row here right in the middle.
So circle around and go back down this way?
Just go back down and get right here on this second
wide berth.
So I'm about to start on this next row here, and you can see what I'm talking about when the grass is a problem. It's rocking along there just fine. All of a sudden that grass piles up on it, and then it will jump out of the ditch. And you have to stop, back up, and restart. I can remember my granddad would get so mad when we'd have to back up and have to restart like this. When I was driving the tractor, it was easy, but what did you do when it was an actual mule you were having to back up and do this with? Luckily, I never had to drive it with a mule, just a tractor.
you can see, middle buster just kind of rolls them out. I'd already picked those up. Kind of rolls them out of the hole. And then we got to pick through and get them. You see like this right here. They didn't do very well, but it'd be enough to enjoy.
So Lawson and I ran the middle buster through there a couple more times just to make sure we had turned it all under, and we sifted through with a kind of a rake sort of thing to make sure we didn't leave any potatoes behind. So we didn't want to leave those potatoes in there because we're about to do this, which is run over it with the tiller and level it all out. So got all the potatoes up, and then we ran over it with the tiller to smooth it all back out, and we're ready to sow maybe some Swiss chard or something as a winter crop.
So here's our pile of sweet potatoes that we picked up. Probably about 20 pounds of sweet potatoes. So not a very good yield there. I would say definitely need to amend that soil if we're going to try to plant anything there. Maybe some compost, maybe some leaves mulched in, cow manure or something to juice up that soil a little bit if we're going to try to plant sweet potatoes. And most of all, we need rain. It's been a dry summer, and when we did get rain, it would rain one day and wouldn't rain for 2 weeks, and it'd rain one day. But anyway, still fun. Glad we weren't counting on this to make a living or sustain us through the winter, otherwise we'd be hungry. All right, thanks for watching. Click like and subscribe.